welcome to Lisa's Little Life Lessons. Today we're going to make banana bread, a favorite in my family. First of all, you start with 6 ripe mashed bananas. This is going to make 2 loaves, so if you only need to make 1, you can cut that in half. To that, we're going to add 5 cups of flour, and this is the awesome thing. You can just dump everything in at one time. So there goes the flour. Whoop. 2 cups of sugar. 7 teaspoons of baking powder, 2 teaspoons of salt, 6 tablespoons of salad oil. Again, this is the beautiful thing, you just dump it all in at once. Dump it all in. And 1½ cups of milk. And last but not least, 2 eggs. Now, for the basic recipe. Now, what I normally do with eggs, you guys probably do this too, is I first crack them into another little bowl to make sure that they're okay, because you don't want to put them in with everything else and find out they weren't good. So I do that first. I do that for each one. Make sure you get any shells. Put them in. All right, there we go. That's for the basic recipe. Now we're just going to mix it up in the mixer, in the KitchenAid mixer. But because this bowl is super full and I don't want the flour to go everywhere, I take just a second to mix it till it's moist before I put it on the blender, on the mixer. Because it does have a tendency for the flour to all spray everywhere in the kitchen and make a big mess. So one of the nice things about having just one bowl is it's not a lot of mess. So try to minimize. Oop, see, already making a mess. All right, so once it's pretty much combined, not a lot of loose flour, I go ahead and put it on the kitchen mixer. Okay, here we go. Okay, so it's been mixing for about 1.5 minutes, so I'm going to stop. Now during that time, I did scrape the sides of the bowl. I also stopped it and scraped the bottom to make sure that everything was mixed in. And now we'll just clean off the paddle here as best we can. Set it aside. And now what we're going to do is fill one of these pans. Now both of these pans are, I believe, a 9-inch, and I have sprayed them with some cooking spray. You could also put butter or shortening in flour, whatever you normally do to grease your pans. So first one is just going to be plain banana bread. So I'm going to fill this one. And this is about that full. And then I'm going to put chocolate chips, a cup of chocolate chips in the rest of the batter. And mix it up just real quick. You could use the paddle again or just mix it with your spatula. So get chocolate chips and pour it in the pan. It smells good already. It's not even started baking yet and it smells good. That's a good sign. Again, this recipe makes 2 loaves of bread, so if you want to just make 1, just cut the recipe in half. All right, now I'm going to plop these 2 in the oven for 55 to 60 minutes. It may be a little more, a little less, depending on your oven. The way you tell that it's done is you put a toothpick in and it comes out clean. Then you'll know it's done. All right, I'm going to do that, and then I'll show you what they look like at the end. Here's how they look before they go in the oven. This one, without the chocolate chips, is about 3/4 full. The other one is just a little bit more. I think that's because the chocolate chips displace some of the batter. So it might be a little bit more full. And if you prefer one or the other, you can make one a little bit more or less than the other. So I'm going to put it in the oven for 55 to 65 minutes for 350 degrees. And I'll show you what they look like at the end. Okay, it's been an hour, and these 2 banana breads have been in the oven, and they are ready. And the reason we know they're ready is because we're going to stick a toothpick in them, and the toothpick comes out clean. So now what we're going to do is turn them over out of the pan. So I'm going to just go through with a knife on each side to loosen them up. And we're going to turn them out on these cooling racks and let them cool for about 10 to 15 minutes before we slice into them and enjoy warm banana bread. So we're gonna turn them over. Oh, they come out so nicely. Oh, don't burn your arm. And do this. And then the other one, same way. Get this off the counter. Okay, turn them over. And they are ready to cool down, and in about 10 or 15 minutes we'll slice into them. All right, well, we've let this bread sit for 15 minutes or so, and now we're gonna slice into it. And it's gonna be super yummy. Let's see how it looks. Whoa. Super yummy, especially with lots of butter or peanut butter. So good. Those are two of our family favorites. All right, I hope you enjoy. Love our family favorite banana bread. Thanks.